Hello and welcome to this midweek CRL video. This is about what is going on in the week. So we have got a lot to talk about. We've got the rules, the teams that are going to be going forward. So who's on each team. We have the F2 to talk about, the F1 to talk about, and the FOR to talk about. So we'll start with just an explanation of what this is. So maybe on a Wednesday, this is just late because it's a bad idea again. But we're going to have a little video like this where it's just to explain what happened in the last race. So next week it'll be Australia, what happened in Australia, the championship standings as they're looking, you know, like all of that. And then we'll start talking about obviously the F2, and then we'll talk about the upcoming race. So obviously today it's going to be a bit different because this is the first one. So we're going to be talking about the rules, the races, yeah, all of that. So we'll start off with FOR. So it's the GTEs at Spa on Friday, which is tomorrow. So hope anyone in FOR just remember that is what it's going to be. And now that we've got that out of the way, I'll just quickly throw some creds. In the background we got me and Harvey having a race in the F2 cars. I do not actually race in the end, I just retire. But yeah, this is an unranked session, it's about 8 laps. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. Big shout out to the host of the league, Harvey. Good job by him. And so let's start talking about the rules. So we have a few rule changes in both leagues, F1, or no, mainly F1, because I haven't carried them out into F2. Anyway, so the new rule is that you have a 10-second time penalty for when you get the win in the previous race. So say Danny won in Australia, the next race in Bahrain he would get a 10-place grid penalty added on to where he finishes. So that just varies the amount of winners we have throughout the season, you know, just makes different like winners each race. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. Also, we've got a new license system, which is like every midweek I'll start messaging you, message every driver, and I'll be like, are you racing in CRL on Saturday? You will reply with a yes or a no. If you're not sure, just say maybe, and then I'll class that as a maybe, so you won't get, like, say you last minute have plans, you can tell me, and I'll just take you off the list of drivers that are set to come up. You get a point on your license if you either don't come to the race and say that you can come, or just completely decide like not to reply to the message and then don't race, then that just passes as a point. You have 4 points over the whole season. And just say this is a poor start from me, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, carrying on. So you get 4 points throughout the season, and after them 4 points we have to demote you to F2. And with the F2 league, if you get them 4 points, I just kind of, you know, try and have a conversation with you, and even if you know, acknowledge that you haven't done a race in a while and you need to start racing more often. So obviously I'm not going to be too forced, but you know, if you can't race on Saturday at 6 PM for F2, then I'm not going to be, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing now, and I'm not going to be like start abusing you for not racing. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the rules. And now we'll go on to the F1 race at Australia this weekend. So Saturday 8 PM we have a race at Australia. As a lot of you obviously know. At the moment only Casper has to message me about him racing. Other than that, every other driver has messaged me. So at the moment we're predicting about 17 drivers to arrive for our first round in Australia. So that's very good. That's very good turnout for round one. Oh my god, why am I doing that? Last season, we had the two Harveys in a Haas team, and they got first and third with Balin in second. So I think it's definitely going to be a different order to that this year. Oh, I should say this season. So it'll be exciting considering we have a few front runners like Danny and Andrew. They were fighting in pre-season. We saw them very close. Got the return of Balin. Connor's been doing well. Joe's been doing well. Curtis obviously wants to chase down Harvey and try and beat him. We have Owen. He's been showing good potential this game. And we've got Jack, who has improved a lot recently. Also Cameron, he's been doing good. Everyone else is definitely just a tiny bit slower. I'm not saying it's bad, alright? Just before anyone says that, I'm not saying that. So yeah, F1's going to be very close this season. I can feel like it's going to be a good season for season 2. And now we're going to get onto the teams for F1, because we have a lot of stuff to talk about for F2, because there's been a lot of confusion between everything. Yeah, but now we're going to get onto the teams sheets for our F1 league. So for this season, the teams look like this, and sort of the like awful kind of lines in between. I couldn't do anything about it. It's not my fault. I'm sorry. But anyway, this is how the team looks. So in the sense, we've got Danny and James, that's the same team. Ferrari in season 1, and they are definitely a team to watch for constructors, because last season I think they were constructors champions. So they're definitely a team to watch out for, because they were very good together. They were a really good team. Danny getting really good results. Same with Jamie. Jamie grasping a few podiums for himself. So that's definitely a strong team. Next team we have Harvey and Cam in Ferrari. Them two, they became teammates quite late on in the season for Haas, and instantly, like they were good. They were a good team, and they carried Haas back up to near the top. I think up to like third. So that was a really good comeback for them. Obviously with everything happening between when he left, and then there was in that absent space needed to be filled, so Cam filled that fine. He was brilliant in the season. Was getting a win in Monaco for I can't remember what team he was in before then now. For whatever team he was in, can't remember. So, but yeah, very. I'm thinking these two, obviously with Harvey getting his win in Brazil. So they're definitely a strong team to watch out for. Next up, we have Red Bull with Joe and Connor, and them two are going to be very strong. We know that they're good friends, and they don't stop for anyone. They're definitely, Joe's been improving lately. He's going to be a championship contender. With that, his first race in season 1 was Bahrain, and he won that. What a mad race that was. He's got, I think his last one was Singapore last season, and he dominated that race. He was really good. So definitely got a lot to play for that team. Next up we have the Renault of Curtis and Jack. They were a good team as well. They were not teammates last season. It was Curtis and Josh. Curtis obviously with his luck with teammates. He had Connor, Lazati. I think he went through everyone, to be honest. He went through half the drivers with his teammate. And Jack had a rough start to the season. He ended really well. He had good performances throughout the season. Well, at the end of the season, he did at least and yeah, he's going to be, for them two, are going to be good for the constructors. Next up, we have Racing Point of Cameron and Frankie, and them two are definitely a strong team. Frankie, I've never seen actually race, but I assume that they're really good team together. Next up, we have McLaren, which is Reese and Owen. Now, Reese, he was kicked off last season because of his, he didn't realise he was still racing, so it was confusion and all that. So, Sorry about that. As I was saying, Owen has been showing really good potential lately in other league races. He's been really good, really quick. Yeah, he's all round good, so that's a team to watch out for, to be honest. Next up, we have the Toro Rossos of Harry and Dalton. Now, these two are going to be very strong together. Unfortunately, Harry does not have the game until like September, so he's missing. Well, September's only like 2 months away. If you think about it, so he's got to wait 2 months until he can race. It's like half the season. So, well, it's about 8, 9 races, maybe 10. So he's going to miss out on half the season, which is going to cost Toro Rosso a few points on the line. But Dalton, he was like an OG from the start of season 1, then left and came back right near the end of season 1. Sorry. So it was a shame that he missed out on that middle part, but he was good. Next up, we have Harrington and Casper. I need to kind of hurry up a bit because I've got like 8 minutes left, and I'm still talking about these F1 drivers. But these are important. Harrington and Casper. Casper, new to the F1. He's new to CRL, and in pre-season he did kind of impress. To be fair, he did a good job, so that's definitely something to take away from that. Harrington, he raced in F2 and did really well. So in F1, hopefully he can perform as well as he did last time. Did I talk about Cameron and Frankie? I want to assume I did. Balin and Andrew in South Alfa Romeo. I think I'm going to talk about Racing Point at the end, just in case I missed them. But we have Balin and Andrew. Andrew in pre-season was really quick, right on the back of Danny. And Balin, we know from the start of last season, was the championship leader until like Belgium, and then that was it. He left CRL. So that was a shame to see him go. But, you know, bygones be bygones. He had to go. It's not his fault. Next we have Tommy and Tyler. Now, Tommy recently, you know, he moved down in Germany. I think it was, I'm not sure what race it was, but he moved down. I think it was Germany. He moved down to F2, decided that was it, he was pulling out of CRL. So he pulled out, went to F2 about halfway through that gap that he had off, and performed in F2 really well. Tyler, we have, he was a racer. He moved straight into F1. In the F1 2018 game, he wasn't the best. We know that. Did crash out Harvey in Mexico, but it doesn't matter. I think now this season he is he's improved, and it's going to be very fun to see him race. So now we're going to go on to Racing Point, because I think I missed out on them. And now I feel like a bit of a dick. But we have Cameron and Frankie. Frankie I have never seen race. And Cameron moved up from F2 because we said whoever wins this race moves up. And he won. So that's how he got to where he is. And in pre-season, both the races, he performed. I think it was actually only Spain that really performed. But yeah, he performed well. Had good battles with Harvey. So now I think it is time to talk about the dreaded F2 season. Oh god, here it goes. So here we go, the F2 season. Obviously in the background you can see an unranked game with the F2 cars, which means that F2 has finally arrived to the F1 game in multiplayer. So that threw everything really, because me as the leader of F2, I started with the F2 teams and then changed the F1 teams. But now they're back. I've had to go back to the F2 teams. So now it's really confusing. I know everyone's like probably a bit annoyed with just everything, me changing my mind every few minutes. You know, it's not the best and it's really annoying. But I had to do it because I needed to do it. I couldn't just leave us with the F1 2019 cars. I had to do F2 cars for an F2 league. So that's what's happened. So I mean, I know it's confusing and I know it's going to be really annoying for everyone, but this race in Bahrain on Saturday is going to be a good one. I feel like there's going to be a few people battling you know, with the return of, like, you know, Ethan and Nathan the champion in Dams. It's gonna be fun between them two. We know they're friends and they're gonna be battling quite hard. We have Nova Ruins, you know, Morgan, what a geese. We have who else is racing? I'm trying to think. With Josh, you know, at Immortals, he's racing. He's gonna be good. Cameron Bursting Zeus, he could be good. You know, we have a few. Ethan Porky Attack, he could be good. You know, there's so many drivers we could see, like, potentially battling for podiums, wins, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's gonna be good to see the kind of what happens. So yeah, I'm sorry about the brief pause there. Family coming into my room, just being like, oh hi. So yeah, we have a lot of people that could potentially battle for championship points, and it's going to be fun to watch F2 this season. Now, this is the final lap in the background. I'm going to leave you to it now. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, just message me at crl.twitch.25. I want your opinions, because, you know, I'm not going to make these videos if they're just going to be ignored. So there we see Harvey doing a Vettel. But yeah, thanks guys for listening, and enjoy the rest of the footage. Bye.